I need you to stay with me until the end of this video, because the beginning of this story and the end of the story are two completely different things. And if you leave before the end, you will have the wrong opinion. I promise you that. Her name was Sandra, and every single person who worked with her thought they knew exactly who she was. They were wrong. Sandra had been working in that hospital for 10 years. 10 years of smiling at patients. 10 years of colleagues saying, "If you need help, ask Sandra." 10 years of management, putting her name on the board as best nurse. 10 years of families hugging her on the way out saying, "You saved our person." 10 years. But every single night when Sandra finished her shift and drove home, she was keeping a secret. Something that if anyone found out, would end everything. It started like any other night shift. Sandra came in, tied her hair back, checked her patients. Everything looked normal. But there was one patient on that ward that night. Elderly man. Very funny guy. Always cracking jokes with the nurses. Always asking about their lives. Making everybody laugh. Let us call him Mr. K. Everybody loved Mr. K. But that night, Mr. K was not doing well. He was restless, uncomfortable. His readings were not looking fine at all. Normal thing, you escalate. You call attention. You do something. But Sandra, the most senior nurse on that ward, was calm, too calm, like almost unbothered. The kind of calm that does not make sense when someone is getting worse in front of you. Now, there was a junior nurse on that shift. Young girl, first year, the nervous type. She had this habit of writing things down in a small notebook she carried everywhere. Not official hospital documentation, just her own personal notes to keep herself organized. Timestamps, observations, things she noticed during her shift. Her own way of coping with the anxiety of being new. That notebook was about to become the most important thing in this entire story. So this junior nurse, she saw that Mr. K was not looking well. She wanted to go check on him herself. Sandra stopped her, said, "I have already handled it. He is fine. Go and attend to your other patients." So the junior nurse went back to her station, but something was bothering her. So she opened her notebook, and she started writing. 11:47 p.m., Sandra checked on Mr. K, said he is fine. 1:15 a.m., Mr. K called out. Sandra went in, came out quickly, said he is okay. 2:30 a.m., Sandra entered Mr. K's room. Did not come out for 11 minutes. I tried to go in. She told me she had it covered. 3:42 a.m., the machine started screaming. Mr. K crashed. The whole team ran in. They worked on him. They brought him back. But barely. This man that was joking with everybody just hours before was now fighting for his life. And when the doctors ran their tests, they found something in his drip. A substance. Something that had no business being there. Something that was put there by someone with access. By someone who knew exactly what they were doing. And everybody looked at Sandra. Because who else? She was the one alone with him. She was the one who blocked the junior nurse. She was the one who was too calm. She was the one with 10 years of knowledge and access. And that notebook, that small notebook the junior girl had been carrying, became evidence. They suspended Sandra immediately, called the police, took her ID, and every single person who had been praising her, every colleague, every manager, every family that had hugged her, turned their back. Just like that, because the story made sense. Perfect nurse on the outside, monster on the inside. We love that story, don't we? Sandra went home that night and sat in her house alone. Phone silent. Career gone. Name destroyed. 10 years. Finished. Just like that. The investigation took 3 weeks. 3 weeks of Sandra sitting in that house. Waiting. And then the full report came back. The substance they found in Mr. K's drip was an anti-nausea drug, the most common thing in any hospital, something nurses give every single day. Sandra had seen that Mr. K was feeling sick, and she gave him something to help him feel better without writing it down first. Which, yes, is wrong. You must always document what you give a patient. But it was not evil. It was not intentional. She was trying to help him. So if that did not crash him, what did? They found it in his bedside drawer, hidden under a get-well card from his granddaughter, his own medication, something he had been taking for years before he came to the hospital, something he never told any doctor about because he was afraid they would stop him from taking it. So he hid it, and every night, while the nurses were doing their rounds, Mr. K was quietly taking his hidden medication, which was mixing with everything the hospital was giving him, and slowly destroying his body from the inside for 2 weeks, right there in the drawer, under the get-well card from his granddaughter. While everybody was looking at Sandra, Mr. K survived. When they told him what happened to Sandra, this old man cried, said he never wanted to cause trouble. He just wanted to keep taking something that made him feel like himself. Sandra did not go to prison, but she lost her job because even though she was not trying to hurt anyone, she gave medication without documenting it. And in this profession, that corner you think you are cutting can cut you instead. And this story has so many things inside it. So let me talk to every nursing student watching this. First thing, Sandra gave that man medication and did not write it down. One small decision, made out of genuine care. And when everything scattered, she had nothing to show for herself. No record, no proof, nothing. In this profession, if you did not document it, it did not happen. Write everything down. Everything. Because that documentation is the only thing standing between you and losing everything you work for. Second thing, Mr. K was hiding medication in his bedside drawer. And nobody knew because nobody asked the right questions. Whenever someone is in your care, ask them what they are taking at home. Ask their family. People hide things from doctors and nurses all the time, not because they are bad people, but because they're scared. It is your job to make them feel safe enough to tell you the truth, because what you do not know about your patient can kill them. Third thing, this one is for everybody watching, not just people in healthcare. We sentenced Sandra in our minds before any investigation even started, because the story made sense. Too calm. Blocked the junior nurse. Alone in the room for 11 minutes. We said, yes, that is the person. And we were wrong. It took 3 weeks of investigation to find the truth. 3 weeks. And Sandra spent every single one of those days already dead inside, because we had already decided. So let me ask you something. When I told you Sandra was too calm, when I told you she blocked the junior nurse, when I told you she was alone in that room for 11 minutes, what did you think? Be honest. Write it in the comments. Because I think most of us thought the same thing, and that says something about all of us. And if you are a nursing student watching this, remember Sandra, not because she was perfect, but because she was human. She cut one corner, and it cost her everything. Make sure your documentation is always cleaner than your conscience. Follow for more stories like this. And drop your answer in the comments. Did you think Sandra did it on purpose?